I just heard a sound.
Okay, I just found the entry. This is me right the day before I started my work as a night guard of a temporary art exhibition. So I was on my way to go meal prepping, so I was prepared for the week. But why did I even get this random job? I just found it on the webpage of the student organization from my university, and I was like, I'm a night person, and also whilst you're guarding the art exhibition, obviously you have a lot of responsibility, but also you get a lot of time to just work on your own projects, to be productive. And I was like, that's just a job for me. And so I applied, and well, here I am. I basically just arrived here, and somehow they had a little fire, something with the electricity. So there were fire workers, police, etc. Fortunately, it happened before my shift started. But the thing is, now there's no electricity, so I'm completely in the dark. The only thing I have is a flashlight and a bottle of water. I also can't charge my laptop, so I can just work until it dies, I guess. And once in a while, I will have to walk around. I will take you with me. Okay, so I had to put my camera away really quickly because one of the guys were coming because they are currently still here because of the whole electricity fail thing. As I said, I will start working on my stuff. So, yeah.
I just heard a sound. Let's go investigate.
Actually, the sound was as if something fell over. So to be honest, I don't think that there's anyone.
It's so silent. Literally the only thing I hear are my own steps.
It's actually even kind of fun walking around here. And the longer I do so, the less scary it gets. They're currently building everything up, so this is why it looks so weird, because the exhibition starts in 2 days. And yes, it is a little bit scary, especially since the place is completely dark today, but also kind of exciting.
So I think it was just the workers, but it's a bit cringe filming, so I will turn the camera off.
As you can see, the electricity is back on. So now you can see the art gallery properly. The thing is, even though it was pitch dark when I arrived here, they gave me a tour and they showed me what they call the catacombs. And we just went down there for a brief second, and it's almost like a little bit of a lost place because it used to be from some sort of factory, and there was some sort of sink that looked abandoned, and everything just was weird down there. And the guy who showed me, he told me that if you go further into the different hallways, there's even like water on the floor. There are old showers that are abandoned, and I was like, wait, what? And so the thing is, now I kind of want to go down there to explore a little bit and to capture a few pictures or videos, because if that's true, that would be the perfect photo shoot location, and I might try to pull something together. The thing is, I'm super scared to go down there. I know I was walking around here in the complete dark before, but going down there, it's really creepy. But maybe if I take you guys with me, maybe it's less creepy. I don't know. Let's try. I really want to explore. I had to change to my phone because my camera battery died, and I have my flashlight right here. Honestly, I'm so scared. Holy shit. I'm not even sure if I'll make it down there or if I just will run away before I even get there. But let's try. Okay, I just found the entry. Okay, let's go. in what they call the catacombs. I didn't find the place with the water though. But it is very creepy down here. Maybe that's what he meant with the water. But I'm not gonna go in there. Honestly, I'm so glad I'm up again. There are so many corridors, and like many of them, they are dark. It's so fucking creepy, holy shit. I feel like in the footage it doesn't look as creepy, but trust me, holy. Now I'm like, is it worth doing a photo shoot here? I have to think about it. The following few nights I usually started off with a few chores, just like emptying the trash bins or cleaning the tables, and I still had that photo shoot in the back of my mind, so I asked a friend if he wants to model, but that story is to be continued. For now, I still had quite some work to do for university. Okay, so the thing is, I wanted to start working, but the space looks so messy right now that I decided that I will organize it first. So much better. So let's start working. So in order for you to understand what I had to do, I have to mention that I'm studying cost audiovisual media. Nobody knows what that is, but basically we do a lot of videography stuff and social media content, etc. In my class, we're 14 people and we had to act as a film crew. My position was art direction, and therefore I had to create mood boards and bring the whole aesthetic vision together, which I was doing with Canva and Pinterest, because Pinterest is just perfect for creating mood boards and Canva is very easy in order to create presentations. So I started with a template, and then from there I just added a few images and I added my color palette so it matched the whole vibe, and that was basically it. I just sent the mood board to my classmates. Now let's quickly finish the cocktail bar video. I basically just had to do a few adjustments so that the video can be posted on social media. The cocktail bar is called Tipsy Tiger. If you need a spot in Zurich, it's really, really nice. But the job itself, I got through an agency and it was not the job for me. It was actually paid super poorly and we didn't even have a contract, and that was a huge mistake. I felt like I was really taken advantage of. Please just know your worth. Make sure you have a contract. On a more positive note, I think experiences such as this one also shape us into the person we want to become. Not that you should intentionally choose opportunities that don't serve you, but I think it's also inevitable that sometimes we have unpleasant experiences, and I think the best we can do is just learn and move on to the next chapter. Done. So let's take a look around the building. One of my tasks was doing regular checks around the building. I'd grab a flashlight and walk around the sculpture to make sure nobody had vandalized it or was doing anything suspicious outside. I won't lie though, going outside in the middle of the night always made me a little bit nervous, because at night I really don't want to bump into a strange man. Then I'd head back inside and do another round through the exhibition, making sure everything was still in order. And honestly, I didn't really mind those walks indoors at all. It gave me a reason to step away from whatever I was working on and experience the exhibition in a completely different atmosphere. Alright, seems like everything's fine, so let's head back. Since the setup here is pretty much finished, I thought that I will try different workspaces today, because there are quite a few little corners that could be cozy. But before that, let me eat my apple. Alright, so I'm gonna eat my lunch or whatever you call it if you eat at 4 a.m. I made some kind of overnight oats with chia seeds, cacao powder, and sunflower seeds. The thing is, I pre-cooked a lot of food and I really meal prepped like a professional, but unfortunately they don't have a microwave. And I keep hearing those weird sounds. It's creepy. Sometimes there are just weird sounds. Then I walk around but I don't see anything. As long as I don't get kidnapped. I have to make sure not to spill onto this sofa because it looks expensive. As I was trying out new workspaces, I worked out my art direction concept in detail. I had to design their styling, hair and makeup, cinematography, set design, which is furniture, location, how the whole set looks, then graphic design, and also the soundscape. If you have any questions about this art direction process, let me know in the comments down below. I'm really happy to share. Actually, I'm super open for any questions because honestly, I'm really not a fan of this whole gatekeeping culture out there, and I think especially us girls and queers, we should all support each other, especially in a world where not everyone has the same access to know-how, creative spaces, or even creative communities. I think it's super important to just help each other out. If you have anything to share creatively or any thoughts or whatever, please share it in the comments. I would love to create a community where we help each other out instead of gatekeeping. For now, we'll just show you the presentation really quickly, and yeah. Okay, so I found the piano and I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to play on it, but I had to. In that moment, I actually got so scared and I turned my microphone off. Spoiler alert, I never found out what it was, but I still got to play on the expensive piano though. Since the location had so many cool spots, I felt like I really had to film a little creative video. Also, I actually borrowed a lamp from my university to film this little thing. And now let me show you how it went. I found these super nice stairs. They kind of have this industrial look about them. I think I will just experiment a little. Maybe I want some kind of like artsy, trippy, or maybe cinematic vibe. I don't really know yet, but let's go. I ended up deciding to do a little music video, and for that I went through my playlist and rediscovered Moth to a Flame by The Weeknd. And then basically I just let the song guide me. I think I'm done filming, so I guess it's a wrap. Let's go. I have to interrupt really quickly because unfortunately I cannot use Moth to a Flame because of copyrights, but I promise you I will post it on YouTube Shorts and on all my other social media platforms so you can see it with the original soundtrack. As for now, I will show you a preview with a different soundtrack.
You look so pretty, saying let's hit the city. About to run out the door, then all the adrenaline hits me. Legs for days, struggle to match your pace, but then I see your face. Find my way, you know it's all about the chase it. I can almost taste it, undeniable, baby. Let's just...
I have a little surprise for you. Remember how I was saying that I would love to do a photo shoot in this weird underground space? Well, it's going to happen today. I'm super excited. My friend will arrive in about 5 minutes. Originally, I asked another friend, but he had to cancel, so she's probably one of the most fashionable people I know. So I'm excited and let's get started. Alrighty. After Anne arrived, we immediately started with the styling. She had already prepared 3 outfits and we laid everything on the floor together with my own things for a good overview. We tried everything on and adjusted it until we were happy with the 3 looks. Actually, I also brought a huge heavy chain and silver duct tape that I found in the hardware store after my previous shift. We tried out with which outfit the chain goes best and moved on to fix hair and makeup. We also put on some ear jewelry and then packed our things to go to the catacombs. From then, things got really busy. I had to balance my shoot with my regular checks and was completely in my hyper focus. Oh my god, we're so stressed. We only have half an hour left, so I have to be super fast. So this is basically all the behind the scenes footage I have. So yesterday we were shooting until 7 a.m, which is crazy because, mind you, it was time change. The time changed from summertime to wintertime, which gave us 1 hour extra. And we were still shooting so long, but it was so worth it. So let's start editing. So in my editing process, I usually start out with sorting through all the photos in Adobe Bridge, and then I edit everything in Photoshop Raw. Let me know if I should do an in-depth tutorial someday. Also, I wanted to add that during the photo shoot, we actually did find the abandoned showers and the room with the water. We didn't go into the room with the water though, because you should never touch water in abandoned spaces because of the bacteria. But we actually did find the showers as well as a huge industrial hall, which you will see in the results in the end of this video. Obviously, I also used my time to take in the exhibition. I was surprised to find myself not feeling like I'm resonating with most of the pieces. Don't get me wrong, I was really enjoying the art, but I realized that I have developed a very specific taste and aesthetic that I feel drawn to, which was really interesting to notice because I think sometimes seeing what doesn't resonate with you can somehow be just as inspiring as seeing what does. I also wanted to add that I'm so grateful for this job and the week I was able to experience. It was probably one of the most fun, creative and scary side quests I've ever been on, and I would definitely do it again, and actually I might will. Stay tuned. I just finished editing the photographs and I can't wait to show you them. But before I do, thank you so much for watching my video. If you're working on any creative projects, please let me know in the comments. I'm super interested in what you are working on. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm super happy to answer them in my next vlog. And yeah, thank you for being here. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and see you in the next one.
Is it over? Already? Wow. It's funny how time flies, eh? Yeah, baby, we can definitely do this again sometime.